Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Misha Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within. I'm not going to lie. It's Sunday. I'm a little panicked. Nobody confirmed on this Sunday. For the summit, that is. I think that might mean that some people have lives. I wanted to discuss, I'm into writing what were on my notes these days. Okay. Oh, yes. Today I edited 4 episodes for publishing, and a few of them were the Lisa episodes where she responded to one of my episodes, and then I responded back to hers, and I had it all in recordings, and they were really funny. But I thought, oh my God, what have I done now? I just had one of those moments today where I was like, what in God's name am I doing? What am I publishing? What am I recording? And what have I done? But I listened to the Misha Lisa episodes. They weren't too bad. Whatever that means. I had a friend bring a new guy over, and this guy, mid-60s, late 60s, I think, ish, fresh in the middle of a divorce, probably has a couple months left till it's done. But it reminds me of some stories. And one in particular is you can't rush the healing. You just can't rush the healing. Like, I don't know, some people, I had this thought recently. Seems like of all the ex-girlfriends I've had of late over the last 5 or 6 or 7 years, they all seem to jump into relationships pretty quickly. So one, the last serious girlfriend, she was married pretty quick thereafter. After we broke up, it was like 6 months. She was already married again. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if that's a guy thing or a girl thing, but I I seem to need years of recovery where I don't know what it is. The girls who, when we break up, they just they move on very quickly. So perhaps it's a girl thing, but anyway, yeah, I could see it in his eyes, man. He was hurting, and he'd been in his marriage for a long time, like 40 years, and he was like, how long is the pain gonna last? And I wouldn't wish divorce on anyone. I wouldn't. And I think he'd been hanging out with a bunch of people that were like, don't worry, you'll be back on your feet. You'll be dating again soon. There's another woman out there for you. La, la, la. And I was like, brother, I'm sorry. I'm here to tell you, though, you got a long road ahead of you. You might as well hunker down. Because it did take me some time. It did. And I dated through some of it, and it did not solve the pain problem. Holy mackerel. Anyway, I could tell, you know what, I will. I'll say just a little bit more on that. Because I was thinking at the time, when I got divorced from Don, God bless you, Don, if you're listening. I love you. I'd do anything for you. It was about 2 years when I fell into my next serious relationship. And at the time, after being married for 11 years and then, taking a year and a half to get divorced and then, dating a little bit and then jumping into a serious relationship that took 2 years. And I thought it was forever. I was like, God, I can't believe I waited 2 years. Yeah, clearly wasn't long enough. Um, Honestly, I finally feel like whether it's been 11 years since I was divorced, separated, whatever that is, and probably 10 years since the divorce was finalized. And then 5 or 6 years after that next serious relationship ended, I finally feel like I'm a whole human again. Isn't that funny? Anyhow, so God bless that guy. He actually looked relieved when I told him, you know what? It will be okay, but it's probably going to take longer than you want. He was like, he actually was really happy. He was like, thank you for telling me the truth. Um, as I've been looking for speakers for my summit and, looking across all these modalities, as I've said a few times, it's the tools for the Good Life Summit, tools for a good life summit, tools for a good life. And I would say there's a difference between a good life and the good life. The good life implies, all the shiny objects. No, I'm talking about a good life, like contentment, service, simplicity, moving from the heart, which can include shiny objects or not, but you're not obsessed with the shiny objects. Um, but so I'm gonna bring on some like Eastern religion style speakers, so Buddhist, Taoist, etc. I'm going to bring in a Western style, like a Christian, like a reverend, for example. But in my searchings for those, I stumbled across some LBGT conversion therapy on like this Christian website. And it kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh my God, that's real. Like, that's a real thing. It kind of freaked me out. Like, I've seen, what was the Shameless, that show Shameless, right? Where one of the brothers was gay and he becomes like the prophet type of a guy. And anyway, so there's all this stuff about the LBGT conversion therapy and it makes for fun TV. But to think that people are really sending their kids to that is horrifying. And I don't think it's cool. I'm just going to say it. That is not cool. And it freaked me out. So there you have that. How about that? Um, and then as I was working up my episodes for publishing, on one of them, there was a question: are thoughts energy? I had phrased that question, and I don't know. And I want to find out that answer. Are thoughts energy? So I need to do some digging and do some research and find that out. And I'm going to end with this. I did have a fairly good day. In regards to the summit. A little bit of panic in that, oh my gosh, nobody's responding back on a Sunday. But I did get 5 more people on the invite list. I made some good ground on the summit speaker invite page. So I've got a bunch of the headshots up, the names on there as unconfirmed. I have the two confirms on there as well. And then I have the idea for the script of the video that I'm going to record. And I did try and record it a few times, but it was very painful. It was like on take 7. And I was like, I just got to step away. and try again tomorrow. So I'm going to try again tomorrow morning. Oh, I did try again tonight, but then my son came home and was joyfully screaming at his computer friends, and it was mayhem. So it didn't, the window had closed. There was no natural light. So too many shadows. So I've got to wait till tomorrow. But the reason I say all that is because I did have a panic moment of like, oh my gosh, uh, how am I going to get 30 people, honestly? And then, yeah. Oh, the video, it all felt so mission critical. That's what it was. I had this extreme moment of, if this doesn't get done now, I'm doomed. And I was just like, you know what? Breathe, do it in the morning. In the meantime, start getting all the people on the invite page. Complete that part of it. And I did. So I don't know what else to say. Love to all. There you go. Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.